Hey YouTube, it's Brooke. It's been a minute since I've been on here. What an intense 2 weeks. It's probably been 2 weeks since I made a video. And I really was guided to come out here, get nature, and just share some things that's been going on because it's been pretty intense. This is going to be an Ascension update. And I just want to share my journey. The last 2 weeks has been so fucking magical. Oh my goodness, where do I begin? So, over the last 6 months, I have been working with a group of divine feminines. We have really been doing our part to help break all of the programs, to bust through all the paradigms, to really hone in our queen essence. And I love that they're out here on the jet skis. Yes. So, in being a Pisces, I am symbolically walking through everything that's happening, and there's symbolism and meaning in everything that we go through, everything that happens. So with the last full moon, with the eclipse, that's kind of where I dropped off. So I want to get everybody up to speed. With that eclipse, my best friend calls me the Tuesday prior, and she says, you know, Brooke, I'm going to ask you for a huge favor. If you can't do it, it's cool. Just tell me. And you don't have to do this. I said, okay, cool. What is it? Well, my grandmother just died and I need you to do her hair and makeup. I said, okay, cool. I'll do it for you. If it was anyone else, I would say hell no. But because you're asking me, I'll do it. I'll do it. So this was Tuesday morning, and Tuesday afternoon, she says, by the way, it's tomorrow. I said, oh shit, because it's the full moon, it's the eclipse, and I'm meeting with my divine feminines. So what? How am I going to make this work? So here they come. So, I pack up my stuff and I head to her house to spend the night so I can meet her at the funeral home. We can do the hair and the makeup, and then I can still meet with my divine feminines, still do our healing with the moon to release anything that's holding the collective back. I've been doing a lot of work with the collective because I have so much collective energy in my chart. So really just all hands on deck, right? And the part that blew my mind the most was on that eclipse, I literally clipped my old profession out. I buried it, and I was able to do that with my best friend since I was 15, my entire life. My Scorpio, you know, my soul sister. I was able to love on her grandmother one last time, and then also just really release that old person, that old career. It's 414 on my time, and bury it, let it be gone. And that really triggered more magical things. So I was scheduled to go to Utah to listen to David, and I was so excited to be able to meet two people that, and he's posting on Instagram, 444 angels are with us. Oh my gosh. So I was so excited to be able to go to meet two of my favorite Lightworkers in this community, but also I was very excited to be able to go and to connect with more of my, there's my birds. And the light just got brighter. To be able to connect more with my soul family, my soul tribe. And everything fell apart prior to leaving. I'm talking. Oh, my RV didn't go through. Luckily, they had a backup that they could bring to me, and it ended up working out perfectly. My rental car, that got screwed up. And then, you know, that ended up working out. I was late getting on the road. I was really upset that I was getting such a late start to make it to Utah. And as soon as I get on the road, there's a car right in front of me and the tags say 444 and it's white. So I knew at that moment that everything was happening in divine timing, and to trust, to let go and let God, right? I'm always telling you guys, let go and let God lead the way. We get so wrapped up trying to make it make sense in our minds that there's no reason, you know? Everything's always divinely orchestrated, and we just have to trust that we're always protected and we're always guided. So the drive to get there, I went up through St. Louis, across Kansas, into Denver, and then down to Utah. So I get into St. Louis, and as soon as I see the Cardinal Stadium, my birds, the sign right beside of it said, you know, whatever. And then there was a phone number and it said 222-2222. And I had chills all over me. I was talking to Cindy, another beautiful divine feminine that I've been working with, and I was wigging out. Is this real life right now? So, I'm on my way to meet Ariel, another divine feminine that I've been working with, and she picks a Mexican restaurant, one of her favorites. We go, we have dinner, we're sitting outside talking, and I look up and I notice a church to my right. Interesting. And then I look to my left and I notice another one. And I look at her and I said, you know, it looks like we're in a Trinity triangle. And hello.
Hi, how you today?
Good, how are you?
We're doing great, thank you.
Hi, puppies. So I looked to my left and there's another one. I was like, okay, this is strange. We're in a parking lot right in the middle of churches. So she gets on Google and pulls up the map, and we are literally standing right in the middle of churches. And prior to that, we had been talking about the grids, the ley lines, and just where everything is divinely placed, and having to be there in that moment, and then piecing it all together. Like, part of this journey is really letting go and trusting the guidance that you're being led to the specific places at the right moments. And then when you're able to see the why, that's kind of when things start blowing my mind. Like, holy shit balls. So I tell her, I'm like, girl, I love you, but I've got a long drive, so I'm going to continue driving. I've got to get gas, so we'll talk soon. Everything's closed. I'm kind of freaking out going, Am I even going to make it to a gas station? So I pull up Google, I find a gas station that's a few miles down the road, a mile off the exit or off the interstate. And I go, get my gas, go to the bathroom, get some caffeine. I look up, there's another church. So of course I do the same thing. I get on Google, put in church, look, and I'm right in the middle of all these churches again. Okay, second time that's happened, right? So then I start on to Kansas. Oh, Dorothy. There's no place like home, right? And as soon as I cross the Kansas state line into Kansas City, I look over and right behind the sign is another billboard and the number on it is 777. 7777. And you all know, you've been following me, 77 is my number for twin flames, 777 is my number for divine unions. So, you know, along the way, I was getting messages that divine unions were taking place, that everyone that was being drawn to be in that place, in that location at that time, was being brought there for a reason. So Kansas is pretty interesting. I've never been there before. I did make it to the center point of the United States. That was pretty cool to see. Nothing major, nothing big, but in knowing that I was right in the center of the United States and my connection to George Washington with my birthday, and you know, the Pluto return that we're having in right now with the US, the revolution that's taking place, and in leading the way for a second time, you know, it's been truly magical. So, you know, Kansas, I drove hours, hundreds and hundreds of miles, and it was nothing but farmland. No cell phone towers. You know, I was raking the towers every time I would see them. And I got on a toll road, and I really had to go to the bathroom. Keep in mind, there's no exits. So I get off on the only exit that they have, and the only gas station had another billboard that had the number to call them. 4444. I'm like, okay, if this can't get any more trippy, I'm definitely meant to be in Utah for the Gemini new moon. And I'm meant to be doing something bigger than myself. So I pick up a friend, another beautiful divine feminine, Rachel, in Colorado, and we continue our way to Utah. When we got there, there was a big B, the letter B. There was a big B on the side of the mountain. And I told Rachel, I said, oh my God, we're going to Queen Bee's mountain. There's the bee. There it is. I had to take a picture of it. And, you know, I always have to giggle when I think of Queen Bee because it reminds me of Jama. And when I was an educator for Paul Mitchell, he would always giggle, Queen Bee. I fucking love him. And, you know, that's kind of been my thing for the last, I don't know, 7 years. because I believe it was 7 years ago he started calling me Queen Bee. So we get there. David, you know, had some mechanical troubles trying to get to Utah. His axle broke, and a lot of people were not really sure if he was going to make it or not. So we get there, get our spot, and I'm like, girl, he's going to be right beside of us. I just know it. And of course he was. We could throw a rock and hit his door. It's kind of crazy. But as we're walking around, and she leaves me to go wander off, forces me to kind of be a little out of my comfort zone, to wander off, and I have no problem making friends. I'll make friends, but I was completely out of my comfort zone. You know, I've never been to anything like this before. You know, my children call me a girly girl, but in reality, I'm not. You know, I'm cool with camping and being outside in nature, shooting guns, whatever. I just want to do it, you know, give me a camper and I'm cool. I gotta have a shower. I gotta have my nails done, you know? So we're walking around and there's this big fucking bee on a trailer, and I had to take a picture of it, and I was like, oh my god, we are going to Queen Bee's Mountain. We're going to Queen Bee's Mountain. We are on Queen Bee's Mountain. So, you know, the days kind of passed. A lot of crazy things happened while we were there. Met many high vibe people. I met a lot of my tribe, and one of the girls comes up to me and she's like, I have cut my finger. Do you have a Band-Aid? And I said, girl, I'm a mama. Of course I've got a Band-Aid. And I went in my little first aid kit. Yes, I'm that girl. And pulled out a Band-Aid, gave it to her, and she's walking off. She comes back and she goes, oh my god, there's bees all over it. And I looked at her and I grinned real big and I said, did you not see the bee on the side of the mountain? I knew we were going to Queen Bee's Mountain. So I met some amazing grid workers. They're going to Mount Shasta in July, and just might have to make sure that I'm there to be able to connect with them, to work the grid, to lay the ley lines that I've been laying across the United States from DC to California. And ran into one of the girls, I guess it was Sunday night, and she was like, you have to pick something out of my God box. So, okay. So of course I picked this, and I pick it because it reminds me of my favorite flower, daisies. And then I turn it over and it says Honey June. Literally can't make this shit up. And you know, in that moment, it really hit me that what I was brought there to do, I did. And I'm not even touched in on that one yet. You know, I don't have to know the details of why. I don't have to understand the why. All I have to do is surrender and just be. The irony in saying that, right? Just be in the moment, be present, be open to the magic, and really We all have this. We all have this within us, and we all can create and become anything that we want to become or anything that we want to be. You know, I've definitely been on cloud 9, and it was needed. It was needed to be able to process and to see what was happening. I mean, it really felt like coming home, and, you know, I did my mission. I did what God asked me to do. And that was pretty cool, seeing that play out. So Saturday night, I was listening to an amazing band right beside of the speakers, and I could smell the pine, and it hit me. Like, you know, when people talk about downloads, this is kind of how mine happen. I will just be in a moment, just enjoying the beauty of, you know, everything around me and just being present in that moment. And it's like a flood of information, a flood of knowledge that comes through. And everything that's happening with, you know, one of the things that they're recommending to help with those that are being affected just by being around those that have chosen to partake in the experiment, they're recommending that you make pine needle tea. So in that moment, I could smell the fresh pine. I could feel the healing beats of the music. And I said, okay, this is it. I was brought here to call in Metatron. I was brought here to call in Michael. I was brought here to call in Uriel. And I was brought here to call in Raphael. I protected the 4 corners, north, south, east, and west. And I brought them in. Little did I know at the time, as I was bringing them in and I was asking and activating my Merkaba, I was activating the Star of David and asking for healing to ripple out through the music to heal those divine feminines, divine masculines that were present in this beautiful space, to allow the healing aroma of the pines to really cleanse them of anything that they had been exposed to when it comes to, you know. So as soon as I did that, I felt, literally, it was like the top of my head just exploded off, like it was missing. The next day, well, prior to that, I was hanging out with some people. No, it was the next day. It was Sunday. I was hanging out with our camper neighbors, my bird family, bird tribe. Like, we had so many synchronicities together. It was truly amazing. And I was pulling cards. We were doing readings for each other. And he pulls a card. And I said, oh my gosh, that reminds me of Metatron and Metatron's cube. Next thing I know, he pulls Metatron's cube. And then he pulls another one. So, we finished up what we were doing. We leave and we go. I walk to the 4th stage to go listen to David speak, tell about the astrology, and a girl that gave me the Honey June walks up to me and she goes, "Oh my God, a portal opened last night. And I was able to go through it." And I'm thinking to myself, well, I did call him Metatron because Metatron is the key holder. You know, Metatron is the twins. And what's crazy is I'm a Pisces and San Lafon is my angel, which is Metatron's twin. But I work with Metatron, you know? I did tell my bird family, you know, it's no surprise that once I mentioned Metatron, his people started showing up. People were walking up talking about Metatron. People were walking up with Metatron's cube. You know, it was just truly a magical experience. Like, I don't even, wow. If I didn't believe in the power and the magic, I do now. And I'm so excited to see what happens because so many things were grounded in, so many things were released, and so many divine connections were made that I don't know what the future holds, and I don't know what the next step is, but I'm okay not knowing. I'm okay fully surrendering and trusting. And for me, that's what this journey was about, was really trusting that the guidance that I'm getting is exactly what I need to be doing. I don't need a book to tell me. I don't need somebody else to tell me. I have it all within myself, and all of you do too. You know, like, we all hold those keys. But the key is the heart. It is love. It is patient. It is kind. It is peaceful. It is flowing downstream with the current, with the direction that life's taking you. I will leave you with this because it's been a really long video. During David's talk, he mentioned, you know, everybody says that we have free will, but if everything happens for a reason, do we really have free will? And it really made me think about that. Like, fate is what gets you there. Destiny is what's already written in the stars. Destiny is what's meant to happen. Like, we are all meant, we're all destined to be somewhere. So is there really free will at play? Like, if it's already destined? So why do we say that? Why do we say that people have free will? Do we have free will? It really made me think. And he's so right, because do we? You know? I just had to find a beautiful spot. Thank you, Nancy, for the suggestion. I have not found this one. It's absolutely beautiful here. I'm sitting on a beautiful rock beside the lake. I needed the trees and the water. I needed to be grounded. Way up in the ethers. Way up in the ethers. And I can see the moon. It's almost halfway full. A lot of magical things are going to be happening. A lot of purges are going to be happening. The Schumann has been off the charts. So buckle up. Enjoy the ride. It feels like the last 2 weeks have flown by. I guess what's really going on 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks have really flown by, and it was good to unplug from social media. It was good to unplug from people and really plug into my divine mission. And my mission was to be there to call in Metatron, to help open the portal, to help those twins have their divine unions, to really ground that love in, to send healing to the collective. And as things come up, remember to love yourself harder on those days that you want to give up, because it's totally worth it. Hang in there. I love you guys. Yeah, maybe this will be my little spot. I kind of like it here. Talk to you soon. Bye.